If you're looking for a potential first-round steal in the 2021 NBA draft, watch out for a Turkish big man by the name of Alperen Sengun. Playing with Beşiktaş, he won Turkish Super League MVP at just 18 years old after averaging nearly 20 and 10 in under 30 minutes per game. The basics are this. Sengun is a 6'9", 240-pound big with a throwback post game and a feel for passing the ball, but he needs to extend his shooting range and improve his defense. Today in The Void, let's break down Sengun's game, starting with his offense. Sengun is strong in the post, sealing off defenders to establish his positioning. And when he receives the ball, he can use nimble moves with spins and fakes to generate his shot. He has smooth footwork and he can finish through tons of contact. He regularly toggles between power and finesse to back down defenders inside and score through bodies. Though he's right-handed, he can comfortably get into his lefty hook shots or layups. The ability to score using either hand makes him even more unpredictable on the post. Factor in his strength, and he consistently draws a ton of fouls to live at the free throw line. And when he's there, he spends a lot of time talking to the ball. Sengun also gets to the basket as a cutter and as a screener in the pick and roll. He sets strong screens and finishes at a high level on rolls to the rim thanks to his good hands and feel. He's like a ballerina out there on the court, moving with such fluidity. He'll use spins, fakes, and pivots to create space off the bounce, and he can also finish loudly if he has room to leap. Sengun didn't take many jumpers, but sometimes he'd hit shots that remind you of a certain center who just won MVP, Nikola Jokic. Much like Jokic at age 18, Sengun is just a theoretical shooter who doesn't attempt many jumpers, but he shows touch and made nearly 80% of his free throws this past season, while occasionally having some nasty moments off the bounce. Sengun has untapped shooting potential, and if he extends his range, he could start getting to the rim with greater ease. He's a solid straight-line driver who can be utilized on dribble handoffs and then attack the basket. He does need to tighten his handle though. On in-and-out dribbles, it might slip off his hands, but if he gets anywhere near the rim, his footwork takes over, and at that point, good luck stopping him. Sengun is 2 inches shorter and about 40 pounds lighter than Jokic, and he's not as dynamic at this age, so there may not be NBA MVPs in his future, but there are undeniably some commonalities between them in their skilled, methodical styles, and teams don't want to miss, just like they did in 2014 on Jokic when he went 41st. A more fair comparison for Sengun is somebody like Domantas Sabonis from the Indiana Pacers. And like Sabonis, Sengun's game isn't solely predicated on scoring. He's a heat-seeking missile as an offensive rebounder. I mean, this dude just plays so hard and has a natural ability to read the trajectory of the ball, and he can really pass the ball too. Sengun can facilitate from the post and the elbows, finding cutters underneath the rim. He has an innate ability to make passes at tough angles, and he has patience when handling double teams. Sengun can sense when help is rotating over, then float passes over the defense to three-point shooters, or he can manipulate defenders by using no-looks to create passing lanes. There's potential for him to be an offensive hub because of his ability to comfortably pass from anywhere on the court out of a myriad of actions, and he'll often do it with a flair. Away from the rim, he can throw high-low passes to players inside, and he can make them off the dribble too with slick bounce passes to cutters. If he's used as a screener, he can find spot-up three-point shooters out of the short roll, or he can locate someone heading towards the basket. This season, he averaged 2.7 assists, but also 2.5 turnovers. He takes some unnecessary risks, forcing the ball through windows that aren't open, and he'll occasionally dribble himself into trouble, which really emphasizes the present limitations of his ability to create off the bounce. For the most part, though, he's shown an ability to make something out of nothing. Even after losing control, he can miraculously find an open teammate. Sengun has a fairly complete offensive package. He has post skill, passing feel, shooting upside, and he does all the little things as a screener, rebounder, and simply as a facilitator within the flow of the offense. Even after grabbing defensive rebounds, he's excellent at just firing outlet passes to guys sprinting up the floor or knowing when to bring the ball up himself and create a shot opportunity. There's absolutely no denying Sengun's talents on offense. Defense is a different story. At 6'9", 240, he has size, but his wingspan isn't long, and he's not an explosive leaper who offers an imposing style of rim protection. So teams wonder, what position will he defend if he's too small against true centers like Jokic or Embiid, but he isn't quick laterally enough on the perimeter to contain quicker players? Or what if he can't recover when defending the pick and pop? These are legitimate questions and concerns, which is why he isn't a top 5 pick, but Sengun has still shown a lot of potential on defense. What Sengun has that many players don't is a motor. He plays hard. He constantly puts himself into positions to impact the play, and he seems to understand his limitations. He often just sticks his arms straight up to contest shots, or he takes angles that allow him to contest a shot but avoid fouling. He'll get his hand on some shots, usually in off-ball situations, rotating over, or in chase-down situations, hustling up the floor to block somebody. He's an active off-ball defender. His hustle and spirit are major positives when projecting forward as he continues to hone his fundamentals and discipline. If his agility, athleticism, and lateral movement all catch up with his mindset and his intelligence, he'll at least become a solid overall defender. The best fit for Sengun is likely as a 4 alongside a rim protecting 5, sort of like the Pacers have with Sabonis and Miles Turner. That way you can play them together or as just one big on the floor. So teams drafting in the middle of the first round like the Spurs, the Warriors, or the Grizzlies could all potentially pull off something like that. But if you're leaning offense, the idea of him playing with LaMelo Ball in Charlotte or Ja Morant in Memphis, that is really, really exciting. But regardless of any concerns about his defense or his lack of elite size, basketball, it's not a sport about measurables. We've seen in these playoffs, for that matter, like we do every year, there are limitations to defense in a league geared so much towards offense. Basketball is a game of skill, and Alperen Sengun just dominated the 3rd best league in the world at just 18 years old. He's a major prospect, and he has all of the ingredients to someday become a high-level player in the NBA. Thank you for watching this week's episode of The Void, and thank you to the crew for putting it together. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Alperen Sengun? Could he be an NBA star, or is he more like a solid rotational NBA player? I want to know your thoughts, and I'll be responding to some of those throughout the course of the week. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a fun rest of your day.